too.
Mind if I get your name for the record?
Maria.
Oh, nice, Maria. It's wonderful to meet you. It's a beautiful name.
Thank you.
My name's Armando, and I'm going to be your psychologist for the time being today. I'm pretty much gonna make sure to help you regarding whatever case and whatever issues that you may have, and I'll make sure you get the best treatment that you possibly can get. Regarding that, I hope you're feeling all right. Just to remind you, just to inform you, because I've been doing this a lot. Sometimes I get to say things. Everything that's going to be said here and everything that's going to be mentioned to you, to me, it's all going to be confidential. We're just going to make sure everything is just going to stay here. No one's going to know. However, if you end up trying to hurt yourself or someone else, everything that's going to be confidential is going to be leaked to the proper authorities, both for your safety and for the safety of others. Hope you're okay with that?
Yeah, thank you.
Alright, so let's get started. So has there been anything going on with you as of late?
Well, my parents brought me in today, basically because they caught me drinking just one time, and they also just noticed my mood being kind of off, and they're right, but there's been a lot of other stuff going on, and it's been kind of crazy.
You seem to have a lot to deal with. The fact that the drinking is an issue, but at least you know that it is, and I feel like we should get to the surface of that, both these other issues and the drinking problem. I feel like we should start with the drinking problem first. Is that okay with you?
Yeah, I'll say, like, I wouldn't say it's like a drinking problem. I don't like drink a lot. Oh no, it's okay. I just wanted to clarify because my parents think it's a drinking problem. It's not. It's just I've been so stressed that I just like needed something. I wanted to try something to like calm myself down for once. Yeah, and I don't know. So they found out about it and they freaked out. But I promise I don't like drink that much. Yeah.
They sound pretty uptight.
Yeah, I mean they care a lot, I think, and we're in a really weird spot right now, and I'm kind of caught in the middle of it, and yeah.
Is there something going on between all of you? Does it involve the issues that you mentioned prior?
Yeah, so so the problem is that my mom is pretty sick. My mom is sick, and I really love my parents a lot, and yeah, right. I mean, well, and I'm lucky to have them love me so much, but the issue is that we are don't have a lot of money. We immigrated here when I was 4 from Mexico, and I feel like I owe them a lot. I have a sister, and she's kind of like the one who does a lot of drugs, so I think that's why they're so concerned about me. And I'm kind of always being compared to her. She's always like, don't be like her, don't go to be like her. You gotta be on the right track, and you gotta go to school and get good grades. But now I'm kind of put in a crossroads because my mom's sick. My dad's pretty old. My sister can't take care of them because she's not right. And I want to go, I want to take care of them. I want to be there for them. My dad says that if I don't take care of my mom, that like who knows who will, and that she'll probably die. I mean, it's pretty crazy.
It is, honestly.
Yeah.
And it's a lot to deal with considering everything that you have. Your parents seem to be not doing well physically healthy wise, and yeah, you and your sister being compared to your sister given these issues is understandable, honestly. But I also have to commend you that you are aware, even though that these are getting to you, you are aware that why your parents would flip out seeing you drink alcohol, and it's a good start to getting to the understanding and resolving the issue at hand.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of, I don't know. It's just been like a lot on my mind, and I have my friends. Basically, I want to go to college. I'm 17. I'm just about to graduate. I want to go to college. It's what I've been dreaming of. I want to get an education, like be independent. But I want to take care of my family, you know. I just don't want to like give up my dreams to take care of them and be like stuck, you know. That would just suck. I don't know.
I understand. It's like some people feel frustrated sometimes. They want to do well in their lives. Like I can relate. It took me a while to get this position after all.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So what is your dream? Like exactly.
I mean, I want to, you know, go out there and like get a degree and prove myself that I'm not my sister and that I can do what my parents don't think that I can do. And you know, I want to be able to be successful and live that dream that my parents had when they came here of me, you know, being able to have my own business, to get a job, to, you know, do whatever. I'm not really sure yet what I want to do. I just know I want to make it, but I don't want to let my family down, and that's like the biggest.
That is very relatable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of see what your I kind of see the frustration of that. Like you're constantly being compared to your sister, if I get that right. You and your family clearly had a lot of struggle just to get here, and it's affected you. It's affected your parents to the point where your parents kind of constantly compare them to your sister, who seems to be a downward spiral, if I can say so. So far, it's been getting to you that you want to prove yourself to them.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
Yeah, and I mean, it's like I want to prove myself to them, but I also like to God, you know, because God is like a huge factor in my life, and I think a lot of this is His doing. I think in the end, it's something that I think I need to go through. I just have no idea what to do because even though I look to Him and I rely on Him for prayer and answers and guidance, it just seems like this is something that's so big. I don't know what to do right now. And yeah, like I want to help my family, but I also don't want to give up on my dreams.
I mean, given everything that I've heard, have you ever considered? This is just a suggestion. This isn't going to be the go-to solution for all of it. But have you ever thought of like being honest with your family, being honest with your parents, given how you're feeling?
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely a consideration. I think it's like whenever I ever mention, you know, possibly not wanting to do a homework assignment or like possibly wanting to take a break for myself, like it's kind of like I'm always brought back to being like my sister, that like if I mess up, if I screw up, I'm not going to be able to, I'm gonna just fall in her tracks. And so my biggest fear is that if I bring it up to them, it's gonna make my parents disappointed in me and think that, you know, I'm never gonna be anything and I'm just gonna be like her. And I don't know, yeah.
I mean, you are pretty aware of what your sister has done. I don't really think that you will be, if it helps. I think you've got a good track record. You are aware, but you're also committed. And that's what I get from hearing from your story so far. You are aware of your issues, but you're also committed to making sure you don't follow your sister's footsteps, and that's admirable.
Thank you. Yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, the thing is that, you know, I want to just be like my other friends who just get to like go to college and their parents pay for it and like they don't really have a care in the world and, you know, they just can kind of be independent and be a free spirit. But I love my family and I want to take care of them, even my sister, even though I know she has her issues. Like I still want to, you know, be there for her. Maybe if I can make it, maybe she will get motivated to get better.
That's an admirable goal.
Thank you. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I think we've managed to get some details straight. You feel this sense of burden regarding your sister, regarding being compared to yourself by your parents, that you want to care for your parents, yet you're struggling with these issues because of that constant comparison to them. You're afraid of either not living up to your dreams, your goals, or that you will end up like your sister.
Yeah, and I think, but the biggest thing for me right now is that like I need to make a decision pretty soon about like if I'm gonna go to college or I'm gonna stay home and help take care of my mom. But you know, and like my sister aside and like everything with my family aside, I'm just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to make the decision to, you know, to choose. Do I choose myself or do I choose my family?
You don't need to choose immediately, you know, unless the situation forces you to. I think you have time at least, if I can ask.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. The timeline is pretty vague, but because it's my senior year, like I want to get something done, and I want that decision made, especially because my mom, apparently, my mom's illness is terminal, or like she might, like, I don't know. The worst is that she could pass, and I don't.
And you don't want to leave her in that state.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Sorry to hear.
Thank you. Yeah, I want to be able to be there for my family, and I want to be able to make something of myself while also, you know, I guess, just doing what I want to do. You know, I think my whole life I've just been told you have to do this or you have to do that. And even though I love and appreciate my family, and I know that they always mean well, I don't really feel like it's in my control, you know?
Yeah, I feel like at the very least you're being honest with yourself about that. And I feel like admitting to that just helps release some form of tension that you can have. Maybe you can use this to like think of a solution for yourself, like find your time, find your solace for it, perhaps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I want to get to that point. I want to be able to find a solution where I can both help my family, but then also get my education and, like, you know, be and be my own person and not have to live up to their expectations. So I don't know what to do, but again, God will hopefully help me through that. And but yeah, but I still need answers, and I still wanted to get to that point. So
even though the conditions are pretty large for you, I feel like we do have the time to discuss this, and I feel like we have the time to ensure that I can help you with this as well.
Oh, thank you.
So, do you have any ideas like what helps you through this during this calm times? Anything that like helps you with this, make things more certain?
Well, I mean, I have friends. I have some friends who are like also immigrants, but I also have like my friends who aren't, and you know, they get to live kind of normal lives, and they don't have to think about this. And so they're always telling me, like, you know, just go to college, get your degree. We're going, and you know, it's gonna be so great. But you know, then I have to think like, well, I don't have the same lives as them. I have my parents I need to think about.
That is understandable. Yeah.
Yeah. But again, I think God has been a huge, like, like just someone I like can trust, you know, like just someone I can look to, because I know it's all in His divine planning. And even though I have Him as a background, though I guess I'm still feeling these doubts.
It's normal. It's understandable.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. But yeah, I don't know. I'm confident that, you know, when I do get this kind of like scared feeling in my body, like I go and I pray, and like suddenly like all of that is at least kind of like diminished. But I don't know, recently it hasn't been working enough, and so I've kind of turned to trying, you know, reckless behaviors. I wasn't allowed to do that for so long, and now I'm kind of like, well, maybe if I like try some alcohol, maybe that'll help. But yeah, I don't know.
I mean, did the alcohol help you or no?
I guess it made me feel loose, and it like took a time for me where I could just kind of like not think about it. Like I just kind of had a moment where I didn't think about my parents, I didn't think about college, and I just thought about, like, you know, nothing. I kind of just got to think about nothing, and it also felt kind of thrilling to, you know, not to be doing something I wasn't supposed to be doing. And but then immediately I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm becoming my sister, and that fear just like ate me up, because I was just like, I do not want to be like her, and I don't want to fall into the same trap as she did.
You're aware of that, at least, you know?
Yeah.
And again, I have to reiterate, you are aware. That's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah. I guess I just, I don't know. I want to get to a place where maybe eventually, like, I can see my sister, and I can, you know, understand that she may not be in our lives as much, but at least I'm there for the family. And that's why, like, it would, in an ideal world, what I could do is get my education and make money so that I can support my parents, but I don't have the time to do that. I don't have the time to do both at the same time, And so finding a way out of that is hard right now.
Yeah, it is an issue. It's quite the conundrum, honestly, considering your situation. Um, if you could, what would be the best way you think you'd be able to do to manage your time, if that was the case, like, if you found a way?
I mean, I guess I've heard about like online or like community college, which would be really nice. I just, I don't know. I mean, ideally, if like I had the perfect world where I could just do whatever I wanted, I could like help my mom and help my family while also going to school, and like doing online classes or doing like community college or something like that, which would be really great. If I can make that work, that would be awesome. But my fear with that too, though, is that like it's gonna be a lot on my plate, and I don't know how I'm gonna deal with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There's really tensions. Like, I guess with everything that's turned to you, you might feel that it's just going to be constant pressure.
Yeah.
It's going to be constant pressure.
Yeah. And I want to focus. I want to do well in my studies, and I want to also be there and be present for my family. Like I want to make them proud, and I want to be successful. But I also know that like I can't do that if they're not around to see it, And like I want to be there as a caretaker for my mom while she's in this time of her life. But I don't know. Yeah.
Perhaps that's the case. Maybe perhaps you can find a way to schedule yourself in a way. I'm not trying to give you any sort of concrete answer to what you should do. I'm just offering ideas, and I'm offering stuff that might potentially help. Like, perhaps you can focus something one at a time. Perhaps you can find a means that you can actually do both.
Yeah, I would like that. I mean, I guess a schedule would help if I like really detailed everything to the last minute and like really made sure I had everything kind of scheduled out. Maybe I could make it work.
Perhaps you have to be realistic. Sometimes things like that won't exactly go to plan, but if you manage to make yourself do something like that, it'll be worthwhile.
Okay. What would that look like though? That's my question. Like, how would that even work? Because I don't know if I could like do both school and take care of my parents, and would they be okay with that? There's also the element of like, I'm going to school and I'm worried that if it's not the way that they want it to be done, that they're gonna be disappointed in me because
I think it's best that sometimes you need to like unwind that. Like, as much as I get that your parents are affecting you, but I think they're affecting you a little too much right now. I think it's best, like, what do you want? Like, let's just forget the parents for a bit. What do you want? What do you want exactly?
I mean, I want to love my family. I want to be there for my family. I love my mom so much, and honestly, just the news of her being sick is like really just made me so upset, and I think it's part of it. Probably, I don't know. It's just been really hard, and that's been making me really hard to think about what I even want, because I'm not thinking about myself. I'm thinking only about like how can I help my parents and how can I help them. But I guess what I want in the end is to follow my dreams and be successful and go to college and be independent. I don't want to sit at home all day and watch as my friends, go out and like have amazing lives, and then I'm just stuck here like sitting at home taking care of my parents, who I love, right? But I don't want that to be my life. I don't want to just, my parents came here for a better life, and if I am just sitting and not doing anything with it, I feel like I'm proving them wrong, and honestly proving myself wrong and disappointing myself.
I mean, compared to everything you're doing your best already as is, with given everything that you've been through with your parents, with your sister. Some people would crumble at this, break it down, but you are struggling, and you are you are standing strong despite that. I have to commend you for that at least. So you're not doing wrong. You're doing good. You're doing surprisingly well, to be honest.
Thank you. That makes me feel really like a lot better. It gets so easy to just be inside your head because I don't really like my friends. I talk to my friends about it, but they don't really get it. They don't have parents who are in the same situation as I am, and they don't have the same problems as I do. And
Everyone has their own issues.
of course, but it's not the same. It's not the same as they have their own issues, but this specific one, like they know that college is set for them. They don't have to worry about, all of this. So I guess it's just nice to talk to someone who can listen and help me through my problems. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you as well. It's nice listening to you, honestly.
Thank you.
I want to make sure that I can provide the best help for you.
Mm-hmm.
If there's anything come up in your mind regarding the situation, have you thought of anything that might potentially help you now that we've let it all out?
I guess the schedule thing makes sense. Trying to figure out a way I can make it balance. I kind of brought it up already, I guess, which is I didn't realize that would even be a possibility until you mentioned it or you asked me about it. But to try and do college and taking care of my parents at the same time, if I really schedule it and I really try to make it work, I think I could do it, God willing.
I'm sure. I'm pretty sure. Just make sure everything's realistically placed, but keep that confidence, keep that strong will, Make sure that happens.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. It was wonderful. It was wonderful having this talk with you. Is there anything else you want to say before we head off? Because time's almost over.
No, but I'd really like to see you again and continue maybe talking about a plan for the future.
Yeah, feel free, just schedule it for me.
Yes. Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Just set up a time and we'll make sure to have this another talk.
Okay.
All right.
Good. Thank
It's
you.
nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too.